If you see these signs, you're dangerously anointed by God. If you've been asking why life suddenly got harder, why the warfare increased, or why you feel targeted, it may be because you're dangerously anointed by God. They rarely teach you this, but when God places real oil on your life, everything shifts. Not into comfort, not into ease, but into intensity. People assume anointing means favor, open doors, blessings, and applause. But those who are truly called know the truth. The anointing does not make life easier. It makes you a threat. Because the moment heaven marks you, hell studies you. The moment God sets you apart, the enemy sets you as a target. And suddenly life feels heavier. Not because you're failing, but because you're carrying something sacred. You begin to feel resistance where there used to be flow. People who once understood you now pull away. Situations that used to welcome you start shutting down. And deep in your spirit, you wonder, why did everything become harder right after I obeyed God? The answer is simple. You didn't do something wrong. You awakened something powerful. If you've been sensing shaking, pressure, or spiritual turbulence, I want you to hear me clearly. It is not a breakdown. It is confirmation that you are dangerously anointed. Now, let's break down the 5 signs that God has placed a dangerous anointing on your life. Sign number 1. You face intense spiritual warfare for no obvious reason. One of the biggest indicators of a dangerous anointing is warfare you can't explain. Nothing major went wrong. Nothing dramatic happened. And yet suddenly you feel pressure, heaviness, confusion, or attacks out of nowhere. Why? Because when God anoints you, you don't have to do anything wrong for the enemy to come after you. Your existence threatens darkness. Random fear, sudden anxiety, sleepless nights, spiritual pressure that doesn't match your circumstances. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. The enemy does not waste resources attacking someone with no purpose. He goes after those carrying oil. People with heavy anointings often fight invisible battles no one else sees. You may wake up drained, even though life is stable. You may feel spiritual tension when nothing is happening physically. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, meaning, your battle is spiritual because your calling is spiritual. And here's the truth. Warfare is not proof God abandoned you. Warfare is the evidence God is with you, because His presence makes you a threat to the enemy's plans. Sign number 2. God separates you from people and places you love. When God is preparing someone with a dangerous anointing, one of the first things He does is separate them. Not to punish you, not to isolate you emotionally, but to protect and refine you. You'll notice a season where people drift away. Friendships fade, relationships shift. People misunderstand you, judge you, or quietly exit your life. It feels like rejection, but it's actually redirection. Isolation is God's training ground. Before He trusts you publicly, He strengthens you privately. David was anointed king, but sent back to the fields. Joseph was chosen for greatness, but thrown into a pit and then a prison. Moses was called to deliver a nation, but God hid him in the wilderness first. Their isolation wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Even when you want to stay, God may remove someone or move you because His purpose is higher than your preference. When you carry a dangerous anointing, God hides you from people who cannot handle what He's building inside you. He removes distractions. He silences noise. He teaches you to depend on Him alone. Isolation hurts, but it is holy. If you've been feeling unseen, unheard, or alone, don't confuse it with rejection. Heaven isolates what it intends to elevate. Sign number 3. Your mind and emotions become the primary battlefield. When the enemy realizes he can't stop your calling, he starts attacking your peace. He plants fear where God planted faith. He stirs overthinking until you doubt what God already confirmed. He sends emotional waves that hit you out of nowhere. You pray, but your thoughts get loud. You believe, but your emotions don't match. You move forward, but your mind keeps pulling you back. That's not weakness, that's warfare. Look at Elijah. Right after calling fire down from heaven, a moment of incredible spiritual power, he ran into the wilderness and asked God to take his life. Why? Because spiritual elevation often attracts mental attacks. The enemy knows, if he can drain your mind, he can delay your purpose. But let me tell you something important. Your peace is a weapon. And the reason it's under attack is because the enemy knows how powerful your spirit truly is. Philippians 4:7 promises that God's peace will guard your heart and mind. Guard, meaning God places a shield around you. The anointing does not eliminate battles, but it equips you to win them. Sign number 4. You experience unusual delays, detours, and closed doors. People with dangerous anointings often walk through seasons of delay, not because God is ignoring them, but because God is protecting them. You pray for opportunities, and nothing opens. You push toward dreams, and they stall. You do everything right, yet nothing moves. And you wonder, God, did I miss something? No, you didn't miss anything. God is protecting everything. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him." Even setbacks, disappointments, and dead ends are being woven into God's bigger plan. Sometimes he closes the very doors you prayed for because he sees what's behind them, and you don't.